Alright, beautiful. Do you understand how men think? The things that they care about and pay attention to. Because let me tell you that in my experience, 99% of the times that I'm coaching one of you ladies in a private session, I hear you start talking about your husband or boyfriend, and after a minute, I realize that quite often you're confused about how a man's mind operates. Therefore, you're in for a treat today because I'm here to discuss the 5 things that women don't understand about men. One of the biggest complaints I get from women that approach me is that most men are not loyal. I even had a few of my followers, comment on my videos. Have you ever met a man that never cheated? And let me share with you that I'm 33 and have never cheated on any of my ex-partners, and I know at least 3 other men that I respect and I look up to that have always been loyal as well. Now, what you need to understand is that loyalty comes from within, not from without. And what do I mean by this? It means that a man being loyal has nothing to do with the way he feels about you, and he can love you and actually still cheat on you. And I know that this comes as a shock to many of you because I read the comments when I talk about this, but I can tell you that the times that I was close to cheating, that another woman was trying to seduce me, and trust me, I got pretty close to crossing that line. The only thing that held me back was the strong sense that I have about my own identity, because I've always seen myself as a loyal man. Hence, if I were to cheat, I would be destroying my own sense of self. Also, understand that each man has a different concept about loyalty, right? He may not view certain actions like following half-naked girls online as cheating, right? That's why I always say it is very important to have open and honest conversations about each other's boundaries before going into a relationship. And I would suggest you that you let him show his perspective first. Meaning, if you're dating a guy, right, you don't say, hey, I think that if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't go to a strip club, right? Because if you do that, then he may still do it, but behind your back. It's best to not say anything and let him show his behavior first. And then you set your boundary while being conscious that your beliefs and loyalty may not be compatible. Because if he did that before you told him, that means that someone will have to compromise to make it work. When it comes to understanding how men show love, it's important to recognize that we have our own individual styles, right? As a guy, my way of expressing love might be different from what you expect, but that doesn't mean that I love you any less. Understand that many men, including myself at times, may not always, find it easy to express our feelings verbally, because the way that we grew up is different than yours. Like, imagine a teenage boy, in high school that says, man, I think I'm in love with her, right? Most of his friends probably jump out and be like, bro, you're being such a simp. Like, why are you so soft? And he's fighting against all these judgments from his peers. And usually, you know what happens? That girl ends up breaking his heart. And now that sweet boy, slowly turns into a man that is scared of telling others how he feels, because he's afraid of being hurt or judged again. And for that man to change and open up will take a lot of inner work that most guys are not willing to go through. But all this doesn't mean that our love is not deep and genuine. Like, sometimes we have alternative ways of showing it. While you might appreciate, let's say, words of affirmation, I might demonstrate my love by taking care of, practical tasks like around the house, like fixing the car or working hard to pay the bills. It's my way of saying, hey, I care about you and I want to make I want to make your life better. And if he does something that you truly appreciate, make sure that you let him know by pointing at his action and not him. Like, if he cooks you a nice dinner, let's say for your anniversary, instead of saying you're the sweetest man I know, you say something like, that is the sweetest thing that someone has ever done for me. Because you see, if someone doesn't think that they're smart, right, and you tell them, oh, you're so smart, you're so clever, a lot of the times they will keep rejecting that idea, especially if it comes from someone close to them. But if they solve a problem and you say, how did you do that? That's genius. He will start thinking, well, I do genius things, so I guess that I must be smart, right? So he will start, gradually changing the way that he perceives himself. Another thing that often weighs on women is beauty and its role in long-term relationships. Let me tell you that Beauty, it's not a main component when it comes to building a lasting connection. Sure, it's important to take care of yourself and remain attractive to your partner, but going to extremes with Botox or harmful practices just to compete with other women, that's not the way to go. Trust me. And it is a battle that you'll never win. Because here's the thing. A truly great partner will see beyond the surface and appreciate the beauty in your charisma, your loyalty and devotion to him. And if you're with a man that doesn't appreciate those things, then guess what? That is his problem, not yours. There will always be other women more beautiful than the one that you're with, because everything new looks shinier from a distance, doesn't it? But I can tell you, no matter how beautiful a woman is, once you've been with her 3 to 6 months, once you've gotten used to her face and her body, now what? Is she going to take care of you when you're sick? Will she want to kiss you every time you get home from work? Will she stay by your side if you lose it all and have to start from zero again? So never choose beauty over character, because beauty fades with time. But character is what will have you back when you most need it. Now let's talk about something that I see young women worry about nowadays, and that is success and money, and how men perceive these factors when it comes to attraction. First off, let me tell you that 99% of men don't care about how successful you are or how much money you make. And if a man does care about those things, that is likely a red flag indicating that he's lazy and he's trying to take advantage of your wealth. Like, I get so many messages of women telling me, oh, he was asking me for money. Like, I don't even understand this, because the first thing that a high value man looks for in his life is providing safety for himself and those he loves. And with that, of course, comes financial safety. So when he's out there looking for a partner, he's not looking for more achievements, he's not looking for more safety. He's looking for sweetness, kindness, joy, and you guessed it, beauty. But like I said before, remember that beauty is subjective. So what one man may find beautiful, another one can find average. So what I'm trying to say with all this is that if you want to attract a high value partner into your life, the last thing on your mind should be your career or achievements, because men don't seek for those things when meeting women. Now, when dating, most women don't know if a man is serious about them or not. And I hate to break it to you, but actually in the start, men don't really have an answer themselves. After that initial spark fizzles out, let's say, and his hormones calm down after the first few months, you might notice a shift in the way that he acts around you. And that's when you can really assess if his attraction goes beyond just the physical, or if it was just a merely, a temporary infatuation. And if you haven't seen my last video, How Men Fall in Love, I'll leave a link down in the description, so you should definitely check it out. Now, here's the deal. Pay attention to how he behaves once that passion settles down, okay? Do you see him making an effort to connect with you, let's say on a deeper emotional level? Or is he still interested, getting to know you beyond the flesh? Like, these are signs that his attraction might run deeper than your physical attributes. But on the flip side, if you notice a slight change in his behavior, like him becoming distant or losing interest after the first few months together, it might indicate that his attraction was mostly based on your looks. And that's why it's important to always, give the relationship, let's say, time and space to develop beyond that initial infatuation, so you can see really how he behaves and his true intentions. And that brings our video to an end. I hope that you gain some new knowledge and you're thinking, okay, Ismail, I think that I understand men better now. And also, if you realize a lot of these things that I talk about, you also probably identified with them because they also apply to you as a woman, right? And I'm just trying to create really an amazing community. I mean, I think I have so many of you already in my coaching group and having sessions with me, and I'm just trying to enhance our understanding of love and relationships and personal growth, right? Like, I'm also a student and I'm always passing down the knowledge that I have, because like I always say, for your relationships to change, you need to change. So have a beautiful day.